Hey, chefs. It is Evelyn here and wanted to pop in really briefly to answer a question or to address a question that I got yesterday. I think somebody asked about a business plan. And so I kind of want to talk about, do you need a traditional business plan for your chef business? And the answer is simple, but not simple, and might be surprising. And my answer is yes and no. Okay. It really depends, you guys. And so before I get into that really quickly, just want to remind you guys that if you missed the Chefpreneur workshop, where I'm going to be talking about 9 ways to make money as a freelance chef, I'm doing an encore presentation of that this coming Monday at 7:30. So make sure you're on the email list and register for that. So listen, I want to address this question about, do you need a business plan for your chef business? And like I said, the answer is simple, not simple, and surprising and not surprising, meaning the answer that I'm going to say is yes and no. That yes, you need a business plan, and no, you don't need a business plan, right? And so let me explain what I mean. It really depends on the type of business you have. Traditionally, your traditional business plans are for people who are seeking loans, who are seeking investors, maybe seeking partnerships. And so your very traditional business plan, if you are like opening up a restaurant, or you're looking to seek capital for like, large equipment or a kitchen space or something like that, and you are going to be using other people's money to start your business or to advance your business, then I'm going to say 100% you need a business plan. Now, if that is not your intent, you don't need a traditional business plan. However, you do need a plan, okay? And one of the things that I talk about in another group that I run is about the 7 elements that every business needs. And if you have the Freelance Chef Starter Kit, right at the beginning, I walk you through the 7 elements, like what is your mission, your method, the masses, the magic, the message, the money, and the marketing, right? And I'm really going to focus in on two of those 7 today, right? And I'm going to be talking about your message and your marketing, right? So we kind of briefly yesterday, if you missed the live stream, we talked about, how to set your prices as a chefpreneur. And so what I want to talk about now is your culinary point of view, or your unique selling proposition is the way some people phrase it, or basically like what makes you different, right, in the marketplace. And then I also want to talk about marketing. And let me say this, you cannot have one without the other. Okay, so let me just say this, and I think I mentioned this to guys before. When I made it to the semifinals of the Next Food Network Star, and I went to LA and I got to meet Jada De Laurentiis and do all that kind of stuff, I got to cook for her. It was really great. One of the things that the producers kept asking us over and over again is, what is your culinary point of view? Throughout the whole audition process, what is your culinary point of view? And while that phrase sounds really simple, let me give you a different way to think about it, which is, what are you trying to say about food, right? So, if you think about restaurants, right, we know that some of the most successful restaurants are restaurants that you're going for one thing. They make amazing sushi, or they have fantastic Indian cuisine, or right, like their Thai cuisine is just the best, and that's all they serve, right? Your Thai restaurant is not serving hamburgers, right? And a lot of times you see a lot of, smaller restaurants try to be kind of like a little bit of everything, and so people don't know what to go there for. Now, some of your larger conglomerates and things like that have kind of mastered the art of being, jack of all trades, masters of none. But their food is also not that great. They just got a lot of, resources behind them. And they're more like real estate, like they're just available. And therefore for the non-discerning of taste. Anyway, I'm not even going to get on that, okay? I'm not going to talk about restaurants that have page numbers to their menus. That's just my personal pet peeve. However, let's get back to the point, okay? Can y'all hear that outside? That is super loud. Anyway, let's get back to the point. So the same thing in your freelance chef business. You have to decide what you are trying to say with food. What are people coming to you or your business specifically for, right? If you are doing everything and you're talking to everyone, no one is listening, right? So if you're doing everything and you're trying to serve everyone, no one is listening. I can guarantee you that, right? For instance, one of the things that I think already has made this group really effective is it is very clear who I'm talking to. I'm not even talking to every chef, right? Because some chefs want to do the very traditional route, which is they want to, go up the ranks to the restaurant. They love being on the line. They love being in the kitchen. They love the hustle and bustle. They want to do X amount of covers a night, right? Like they love that life. This is not the group for them. Right. And I've been in some of those groups on Facebook and realized those weren't the groups for me. Right. This group is very, very specific. I am talking to chefs who want to own their own business and it not be a restaurant. Right. Like that's a very specific thing. And so when you saw that, you probably were like, yes, that's for me. It's the same thing in food. Like my culinary point of view in food is I'm more about teaching people how to cook. So I don't really do dinner parties anymore. I don't really do personal chefing or meal prepping anymore. And I'm all about teaching people how to cook. And it's all about really, really good tasting food that's slightly healthy, right? Like that's kind of my bend. And even my brand, the Eat Out at Home brand, it's all about, cooking at home, right? So here's the caveat, right? In order to make consistent income in your business, you have to consistently market. In order to consistently market, you have to have a consistent message. A lot of times, people find it difficult to market on a continuous basis because they don't know what they're trying to say. Once you know what you're trying to say, you can say it 500 different ways. You're never going to run out of ideas on how to say what you truly are passionate about. Like the reason why I can pop on here, I don't even have notes today. I literally wrote culinary point of view on my sheet of paper and was like, I'm going live because I can talk about this all day, right? When you in your chef business know what kind of cuisine you're passionate about or what type of service you're passionate about, you can just keep going and going and going, and you know how to market and you know the different angles you can spin it because you're really passionate about it. If, however, you're just trying to do something because you saw somebody else do it or you think it's cool or what one of my coaches from afar says, creative duplication, then you're going to struggle on what to talk about and what to put in your market, what to put on your social media, what to send out to your email followers, what products and services to offer, what to do with your menus, right? Like there's certain things that I don't teach because they don't fit into my brand, right? And here's the other nugget I'll leave you with, and I'm not going to be with you guys long because I'm hungry, right? It's like almost 8 o'clock here in Dallas, but also knowing that 80% of the work that you do in your business should be marketing. And so here's the thing about being a chef. We are really great at being the technicians, right? So we are really great in the kitchen executing the thing, the service, the product, whatever we're doing. We're really, really great at that, right? And there's a book, and I'm trying to see if I can remember the name of the book, right? But there actually are 3 roles that every business needs to be successful: the visionary, the manager, and the technician, right? So the technician is the one who does the actual work, right? The manager is the one who manages the work being done, and the visionary is the one who carries the business further, right? What are we going to do next? What's the next thing or whatever, right? You have to know who you are in your business, right? And then if you know that you're not great at a certain thing, that's when you either need to hire occasional help, whether you need to outsource or hire permanent help, right? To know, okay, I'm really good at being X. I need help with X, Y, and Z. Let me tell you what Evelyn is really good. I'm really good at being the visionary. I have more ideas than the law allows, right? If you could see my notebook collection, I keep journals and journals and journals and journals and journals of thoughts of ideas that come to me for my businesses, right? Managing those things and executing those things, I'm not the strongest at, so I have to get support around that, right? So back to my point about do you need a business plan for your chef business? You need to know how you're going to make money and how you're going to tell people about what you do. Right? You probably already figured out how you're going to deliver the service. You already figured out what services or products you're going to deliver. So you know the part, you know the what and the how. Right? The who and the where are the people that you're trying to talk to? If you're talking to everybody, where do you know to go to market? Let me use an example of a non-chef business, and I'm going to use my friend who has a nanny business because it's very similar to our businesses because it is a service-based business, right? And so she's a freelance nanny, and she also owns a nanny agency. Well, lots of people have children. Okay, I thought my phone was on Do Not Disturb, but it's clearly not. Lots of people have children, right? And so, you know, we had a conversation once, and I was like, so who are you trying to serve as a nanny? Are you serving families with children that have special needs? Are you serving affluent single moms? Are you doing events for corporations where they want to have childcare, but they don't want to manage that? Are you a newborn specialist, right? Are you a in-home nanny, right? Are you a high-profile celebrity nanny? Are you a nanny that teaches, right? Because some people want nannies that teach. You know, are you a nanny that speaks multiple languages? Because some nannies want that, right? Are you a travel nanny, right? Are you willing to travel with a family, right? Like, who are you talking to? Because then and only then do you know who you need to market to. Are you a nanny that specializes in families that have 5 children or more? Right? Like what, you know, so in the culinary space, you have to know what you're trying to say with your food or with your product or your service. What are you trying to say to people? Are you all about the farm to table movement? Are you all about like batter it, fry it, smother it in cheese? I'm trying to get, you know, the guys in here to watch the game and serve them the most delectable but slightly gourmet gastropub wings ever, right? Like who are you talking to? Or do you own a brunch spot where you're trying to attract, you know, young millennial women who want to come and sip mimosas, right? Like who are you trying to attract? There is a restaurant here in Dallas, and hey, there's a restaurant here in Dallas, and they are specifically targeting a community. And so at every, like, I think it's every couple of nights a week, they have a drag show, right? So they're trying to attract that community. You have to know who you're talking to and what you're trying to say in order to market consistently. And those, to me, are the 2 biggest elements for your business plan, which is how are you going to consistently and interestingly get the word out about your business, okay? And then, and what are you trying to say, right? Because I've seen some amazing businesses, I've seen some amazing chef ideas, and they weren't marketing, and so they folded. The reason why some subpar establishments can be super duper successful is because while their stuff is mediocre, they market like a crazy person, right? 80% of your business, believe it or not, is marketing. Which is why, that's why if you look at major corporations or any kind of other business, that's where the majority of their budget goes to. That's why marketing executives make so much money, because that's what brings in the money. Delivering the service is great. And so if you're like, yo, I just want to cook, or I just want to do the thing and I need help with that, then this is why I created this group, because I'm really passionate about the business side of food. And while I love being in the kitchen, right, like I've done that. And so now I'm like, let me help other chefs with the part where it's like, yo, I just want to do my thing and be creative and be in the kitchen and deliver the product or the service. But this whole business side of it, like I need some help with that, right? Which is why I created the Freelance Chef Starter Kit, which is why I'm starting the Chefpreneur Academy. We're going to walk through all those different things. Yes, the 80-20 rule applies everywhere. It applies everywhere. It applies everywhere. And for those of you who have been in business for any amount of time, because I have experienced this, when I have stopped marketing, the money slowed down. I have a friend who's a marriage and family therapist, right? She owns her own practice. She's a one-woman show, right? She makes really great money, right? We're doing couples and family counseling. When she stops marketing, even though she has clients, her calendar will decrease, okay? So whether you are doing catering or personal chefing, or you are doing meal prep, or you are, just freelancing and doing dinner parties, whatever you're doing, if you're not consistently marketing, I can guarantee you're going to have inconsistent income. Inconsistent marketing will always bring inconsistent income, right? So when it comes to your business plan, if you're, like I said, if you're trying to get investors, if you're trying to get capital, if you're trying to use other people's money for capital equipment or facility or something like that, you absolutely need a traditional business plan. I didn't go that route, so I'm not the best to speak on that, but I know you need a traditional business plan if you're seeking funding in that way. If you're kind of grassroots the way I was and you're like, I'm just about to do it till I make it, right? Then I would say you need to focus on your marketing and your message, which go hand in hand, which we talked about tonight. So for those of you who came in late, you can definitely catch the replay. And then getting, kind of like the back end of your business in order, right? Because a lot of times we're just out here doing the thing and, stuff can get caught up. Let me tell you about a story. When I first decided I wanted to start selling products, I got a reseller's license, right? In the state of Texas, you have to get a reseller's license. And so I got this reseller's license and I didn't even take it out the envelope. Okay, because I was like, I don't have product. I haven't found a wholesaler yet. I don't even know what I want to do yet, blah, 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 right? So I let it hang out and didn't really pay attention to the mailings that I was getting from the state of Texas because I was like, oh, I'm not doing anything with that yet, whatever. Well, come to find out, very painfully at that time, I needed to be paying taxes, sales tax, every quarter, even if I didn't earn any revenue, right? And so they put a lien on all of my accounts because I was unaware, right? And even though I hadn't sold anything, so it wasn't like I owed any taxes, but they put like a $5,000 lien on all of my accounts. And I was like, what is happening here? And, it was one of those hard lessons I had to learn as a chef because I didn't have the back end of my business at the time buttoned up. So that's why I've created this group, is because, listen, I know you guys are super talented. I know you're super passionate. I know that you're experts at what you do. I'm pretty sure that your food is amazing. I don't know. I haven't tried it. Everybody that calls themselves a chef cannot necessarily cook, but that's not what this live is about. But it's about having the back end of your business tighten up. It's about knowing how to market. It's about knowing how to get customers, about knowing how to have your policies and procedures in place. It's about knowing how to have additional streams of income in your business. It's about knowing how not to work yourself to death, right, where you can't get out of it. I think I told you guys the other day that I was working, when I first got out of culinary school, I was doing my internship with a catering company, and the guy was like a one-man show, right? And he couldn't get out of the business. And he was like, Evelyn, I can't take vacation. He was like, I can't retire, because he was like, I would have to sell my business to someone to take it over in order to even be able to retire. And he wanted me to buy it. And I thought to myself, if you can't get out, I don't want to buy it, because then I can't get out. And that's when I knew I had to diversify how I was going to make money as a chef, because he was a one-man show. And while he was making great money and making a living with that model, like he had a really, really small catering company, like he specialized in like gatherings of like under 30, right? And so he had a niche, right? He had a lot of corporate clients. He did a lot of lunches, whatever, but he was in the kitchen 6-7 days a week, right? Well, I think he didn't take clients on Sundays. He would occasionally bring in an assistant like myself, right? But he couldn't get out of it. If he took vacation, the money stopped, right? If he got sick, the money stopped, right? And that's when I was like, yo, there's got to be a better way. Hence why this group exists, and hence why I'm starting the Chefpreneur Academy. So anyway, I was only supposed to go 15 minutes Let me know if you guys have any questions about business plans for your chef business, and then let me know what other topics you guys want me to talk about in the group, and then I got a couple of surprises up my sleeve coming over the next couple of weeks. I'm glad you guys are here. I hope that so far, even though we are a new group, I hope that these lives and meeting other chefs and conversing on all that has been beneficial to you. And yeah, I've got some tricks coming up my sleeve in the not so distant future. I know some of you were wanting to get the freelance chef starter kit, so I'm going to go ahead and type it in the comments here, because I get somebody that messages me every time afterwards and like, where's the kit? So this is me typing it in, which is why I look crazy. Chef starter kit. Okay. So there's the link for that. And if there aren't any questions, you guys, then I'll probably see you tomorrow. Yeah, let me know what questions you have, what other kind of things you want to learn about, and I'll see you later. All right. Peace.